ẹ̀dá ayé kọ́kọ́ lè ṣí mi ní kó padà ẹlẹ́dá mi gbé ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ ayé àyẹ̀mọ́ mi látọwọ́ Olúwa ni ẹ̀dá ayé kọ́kọ́ lè ṣí mi ní kó padà ẹlẹ́dá mi gbé mo bẹ̀bẹ̀ yé ẹlẹ́dá mi gbé mi ìlẹ̀kẹ̀ ayé. Hey guys, good morning. Good morning. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're doing well and you are well yourself with your family. Hope everyone is keeping safe. It's very lovely to see you today. Thank you very much for joining me. I am going to apologize ahead because as you can see, I'm on the wheels and I'm driving. I don't have the phone in my hands. It's hanging on hands-free, but I quickly want to take the opportunity to do this video because what I saw yesterday is not me alone that should see this happening. I did a video a couple of months ago. I did a video where I was complaining about UK schools, how I was very displeased with UK schools. Because we send our children to school to go and learn book, but UK schools are bent on teaching our children what we don't necessarily want them to learn at the age that they are teaching them. And in that video, I was talking about how primary school, as early as primary 5, 6, they start teaching them about sex education and all sorts of sexual relationships and why it is okay for you to feel anyhow you want to feel and love anyone you want to love and all that. My 15-year-old son, Toby, who all of you know, is always featuring on this channel because, he's bubbly like me. He's not shy to come on video. Came back. He's been going to summer school for 2 weeks now. So, as you guys know, schools have been closed since March. So, they've been at home. The children have been bored. Really, really bored. What can they do with their time? You can't take them anywhere because most of the places where they usually go for, say, like bowling, cinema, even McDonald's was closed, where they can usually go and hang out with their, go and eat with their friends until very recently that they now opened all those places. But still, they've not opened the bowling alleys and so many other places. Cinemas are still closed. So when the school offered a place and said, oh, if we want him because he's in year 10, going to 11. So for what that means is that he's going to write his final exams early next year. So he's going to write his GCSEs. That's what they call the exam. Yes, more like our GCSE and GCE those days in Nigeria. They call it GCSEs in the UK, which is like the big exam that you have to write to finish secondary school. So in preparation for that now, the school now said, okay, since they've been at home, obviously they've not been reading at home. I don't know about your children, but mine, definitely, they've just been trying to occupy themselves, gaming and things like that. And I don't really blame them because they've not been in school for so long. How are you going to get them to be interested in books? You try, but it's not always easy. So when the school offered that summer school and said, if we like that he can come to summer school for 2 weeks, I was really, really excited. In fact, I didn't even blink. I just said, yes, please, let me at least leave the house. So he started summer school, and this is the 2nd week that he's been going. And he came back home yesterday, and this is what he brought. This is what my son brought for me when he came back. This, can you say it? What it is? It's a condom. He just came back and dropped it on my table where I was working. He just dropped it. I'm like, what's this? Oh my God. I pretended as if I don't know what it is. I mean, even before he put it on the table, I already know what it was, but I just did as if I didn't know what was going on. So I asked him, I said, what's that? He said, this is what they give to us in school. I said, give to you? Who gave it to you? He says, one counselor like that. What did they ask you to do with it? He said that the counselor said to them that in case, if they want to do, they should use it. Hey, 15 years old. And I said, and how do you feel about that? He said, obviously, I'm not going to do it. And that's why I'm giving it to you. I said, okay, thank you. I was lost for words, to be honest. I was just lost. I didn't know what to say. And I thank God I have a very close relationship with my children, because some children will just come home, they won't even say anything, you won't know, they will hide it, you know. But I try to build a very close relationship because I want them to be able to be free to tell me anything, because it's always better for you to know whatever it is that they are thinking, or what is, if something is troubling them, you want to be the first person to know about it, so you can, you know, as a parent, you want to be able to handle it, so they don't go and talk to people outside who will give them bad advice. So I took a minute to think about this matter, and it was paining me. I was like, the headmaster said they should come to summer school. Which one is the one that they are distributing condom to 15-year-olds, and, you know, some of them are even 14, that in case they want to go and have sex, they should use it? Is this what they are teaching them? I don't understand. Why is this country, these UK schools, why are they so bent on pushing our children to go and be engaging in things that their minds is not prepared for, what they are not even yet nearly ready for? Why are they so bent on it? I don't understand. It's like they are so bent on reminding them about sexuality, about the need for them to go and do it, about the need for them to choose whatever lifestyle they want to do. And this is against whatever beliefs you have as a parent comes secondary. And this is my anger with this whole educational system in this country. This country wants to strip parents of all their rights, their God-given rights as a parent. It doesn't matter. Previously, they used to do it in a way that, I mean, in primary school, they used to ask for your advice if you want your child to be in that class where they will be teaching them about sexuality, sex education, and things like that. But recently, in the past few years, there's an organization that is hell-bent on teaching children all manner of things that you as a parent, you are not ready. I mean, it's okay to do sex education, to teach the children about their body parts and things like that, and how to know about themselves. But what is all this? You are sharing condom to a 14-year-old already. A 14-year-old teenage boy is hormonal. Is hormonal in every way. They are fantasizing and thinking about all sorts of things, you know. They are confused in their emotions. They want to know, you know, what is going on with their body, because their bodies are changing drastically and they don't even understand what is going on with them. You want to add salt to injury, you are giving them condom. What for? Are you trying to tell me that we say, okay, let them be preparing for their GCSE, which is the massive exam they have in 2021, only a few months away from now? And this is my concern, how the schools have been closed for so long now, if they will even meet up. I mean, you guys heard the fiasco that happened a week ago about the A-levels exam. So because there was no exam, they couldn't write the exam, both GCSEs and A-levels, they couldn't hold this year because of the pandemic. They cancelled the exams, and they now said that they are going to just grade them based on their last assessment or how the children were doing in their previous tests. Not that they really write exam in this country anyway. They have tests, and to be honest, their grading system is pathetic. Honestly, it's pathetic because it keeps changing all the time, and you never know what grade the child is getting. They don't grade it like B's, A's, C's anymore. Nothing like that. So it's really confusing for most parents to even know at what level your child is working, because they keep changing it. So because the exams were cancelled now, they now said they made a decision that they are going to grade them based on their last assessment. And then the results came out, and it was a whole lot of noise, because apparently what they did was that the government said that the grades that the teachers gave their students was inflated, that most schools will want their children to, their pupils or their children to have good grades, because in this country the way they rate school is the results. If you get very good results, that's how they rate whether your school is average or excellent or things like that. So they decided that, the government decided that no, they are not going to accept it, and they should scrap it. And the way they will now accept, what they will accept is that they use algorithms to grade the children. And when they did that, most of them failed woefully. And it was mostly children who are from the deprived area, the deprived ethnic minority backgrounds that were mostly affected. So the children that are in private schools, for instance, had they have the best grades. Those who are paying school fees, which is like 0.1% of the average population of students in this country. The majority go to public schools, because public schools in England and Wales and the whole of the UK is free. So they decided to fail all those ones, and then passed the ones that are going to their private schools, give them all the grades, and even higher grades. So there was a big outcry. Parents were crying, people were shouting and condemning it, that it is wrong, it is discriminatory and all that. So when the noise got too much, now I think the Prime Minister now decided to, he waged in and he said, okay, they are going to reverse it because it was unfair, because it was now starting to affect their admission, because here is based on the results that you get in your A levels that will determine whether the school will take you, the school that you are applying to, whether you have enough grades to get into the school. So it's those results that will determine the university that will take you. So a lot of students who wanted to go and read medicine, for instance, couldn't go because the grades they gave them were too low. So you can imagine why parents were so furious with those results. Thank God they now reversed it. And then all of a sudden, my 14-year-old, I'll be 15. He's 15, yeah. But he was born in October. Some of his mates in the class are born in, they were born the year before. So some of them will be. They are giving 15-year-old boy condom. For what? Is that what you should be thinking about at this age? So you should go and start experimenting at his age. If you go and give one of those girls that are in class that they are playing together now, you go and sleeping with, start messing around with them, then how will he be able to focus? How will he be able to focus on his life, on his education? This is what we parents want. We want our children to focus on their life, on their education. We didn't come to this country to mess around. We came here so we can have a better life. And one of the ways that we can have a better life is to make sure that our children who now have a better opportunities than we had growing up will have a better life. And the window one of the windows of which we are familiar with, I'm not saying that there are other ways that they can be successful, but what we are familiar with is for them to have a very good education, university education, so that they can have good jobs. And these teachers are busy, counselors, they are busy. All they want to teach our children is how it is okay for them, how it is. They say they are teaching inclusion. They are teaching inclusion, they are teaching diversity. But you know what? What I feel is that the way they are pushing this agenda is it's just there's something behind it. Honestly, there is something behind it. If you're telling me that you are teaching about inclusion, diversity, why don't you push the same diversity with by teaching them about different ethnic minorities and why it is okay for some people to be black and some people to be Asian, and it's not everybody that is white? Why don't you take time to teach them? Why don't you include that in their curriculum every day? But what they will do is that they will choose only 1 month of the whole year from January to December, and they keep teaching them the same thing, and they say there is a Black History Month. Only 1 month they will teach them. This is what Martin Luther King, they are teaching them. Repetitive history that they are teaching them. But you see this other sexuality one, it's like they've carried their school and they are permanently located in every school now. I'm telling you, and the government is funding this project, whereby these people who are teaching them about LGBTQ are permanently in every school. And the children do not have a choice whether you want to learn it or not. They force you to listen to it. And you know, I was talking about how they were learning it in secondary, in primary school. They will be teaching them with images. What if this is against my Christian beliefs? What if I don't believe in what you are teaching and I don't want my child to learn about it at that age? I know they are going to learn about it. We live in a wider society, and I don't have anything against, whatever sexuality you are as a human being. It's none of my business. But this is my child. This is my child. It's my child. Don't I have a right to say I don't want my child to learn this thing? How dare you give a condom to my child who is only 15 years old, full of hormones, confused? Every day you see them, 1 minute they are angry, 1 minute they are happy, because all their emotions are and hormones are everywhere. So you see them, and you are just prayerfully trying to navigate them to make sure that they are okay emotionally. And the school is doing this. So it's like you as a parent are trying one thing. The school has another agenda that they are pushing. And they keep pushing this agenda. This is what is really getting on my nerves. Why are you so bent on teaching my child what I don't necessarily want him to learn? Why? So my husband and I discussed about it, and I decided, okay, I'm going to make this video first of all. In fact, he encouraged me to make it. And then I said, I am going to write to the school. And I'm going to express my displeasure. Maybe nothing will come out of it. Probably nothing will come out of it because this is their agenda. But I need to express my displeasure at what they are doing. You don't start giving children who are not old enough to vote, They are not old enough to drive. They are not old enough for anything. You don't start giving them condom. Who are you giving them condom for? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? Next thing, you go and provide a room for them in the school in case during their break time, if they want to come and try it in the school. What is next now? That is the only thing that's remaining now. You might give them room now and select the people that will be taking turns to go and experiment. Since this is what you guys want, this is what is important to you. Every day we are shouting here, Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. You don't teach them about how this world is so dynamic and you have different colors of people and why that is okay. You don't build that into your school agenda. They grow up and they face a lot of, racism. They face a lot of discrimination because of the color of their skin. You don't teach the other children who are 80% white the need for them to accept other people for who they are. But you want to teach them about why they should accept their sexuality. That is the one that is important to you. They've not accepted the color of their skin. It's their sexuality that is important to you. Man, this country, I tire. If I say I'm not tired, I lie. I lie. Especially this United Kingdom, it's like they have an agenda. And that agenda is against everything you believe as a Christian. I'm telling you, you guys are living in the US and other parts of the world, you don't even understand. I'm telling you that this UK, their agenda is antichrist. I'm telling you, all churches are closing down. They close down churches. They sell the churches out. Some of the churches are overtaken. They turn them to event center. They sell them to develop them into flats. Some of them, the churches, you see, the mosque will buy them over and renovate them. They have something against Christianity. And to think that this is a country that exported this Christianity all over the world. You took this Christianity all over the world and used it to enslave people. You said this is the only true God that we should serve. Now, are they serving it? 5% of English people, only 5% of them are Christians. They don't go to church. Go to all the churches, Church of England, Anglican, go to Church of England, go to Catholic, you see them. All the churches are dying. You will not even see people there. You will not. Because they have another thing that is important to them. Guys, you know what? What can we do? We're only here because we want a better life for ourselves and our children. That's why we're here. If our country was good, I say that all the time, and we all know that if our country was good, if our politicians were not stealing blue blind and not caring about developing the country, if they were even providing the amenities, even if there are no jobs, provide the amenities, people will create jobs for themselves. But no, there's no electricity. They will take electricity, there's no water, no good road, security is zero. That's why we are here. Everybody go to where they can find a better life. Otherwise, I don't know. I still think about it that maybe taking the children back home to school is a very, very good idea. Because they learn what is important about life, which is hard work, resilience, being disciplined. Not all this nonsense about sexuality and sex that they are teaching them every day. When would they not learn about it? Is there any time they will not learn about it? They will grow and they'll learn about it one day. But that is not my priority. Is it the priority of a parent to teach your children? No. My priority is that they are straight, they go on the straight and narrow path and they learn responsibility. Life is difficult. Life is hard. You have to work hard. And if you are a black person you live in this part of the world, you have to work 3 times harder than the white person to survive, to succeed. These are the things I want my children to learn. Not you giving them condom. Yeah, people. Guys, let me just leave it here today because the more I talk about it, the more I'm boiling. It's really pissing me off. And that principal is going to hear from me. They will hear from me. I express exactly how I feel to them. I'll write to them and I will tell them this is how I feel. You have no right to do that. Giving condom. What's next? Well, let me leave it here today, guys. Leave me your thoughts and your comments in the comment section. I feel very strongly about this matter because I feel like as parents, the government of this part of the world, they strip you of all powers. It's like you have no control over your children. They are the ones controlling. And look at how the society is today. Look at how their society is. Is it working for them? No, it's not. It's not working for them. You cannot touch your child. There's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do. And that's why the children will grow up and they have no sense of anything. Because this is society wants them to be. If not for God that we continue to pray to, we'll continue to ask God, please help us. Help us. We are here, but we are not from here. Help us. Let our children not be like that. These ones that they want to, they don't want them to amount to anything. They don't want them to amount to anything. They send their own children to private, very expensive schools, those who can afford it. But what if you cannot afford to pay the fees of a 17,000, 20,000 per annum for a private education for secondary school? What do you do? So that is the situation that we find ourselves in. May the good Lord help all of us. Leave me your thoughts and your comments in the comment section. I'll speak to you guys in my next one. Thanks a lot for watching. I love you. Bye-bye.